What's up, people? This week we focus on an absolute beast in the midfield. Yet another Spanish maestro terrorizing all comers in the middle of the park. A man integral to the success of one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. That's right, it's Manchester City's midfield stalwart, Rodri, in the spotlight of the week. Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante, or Rodri, to those fans whom he and Man City have traumatized over the past few seasons, is arguably one of the best midfielders around at present. But of course, he did not start that way. Born in 1996, as a youth from the Spanish capital, he would find his way to Club de Fútbol Rayo Majadahonda, the age of 7. They are a small club in Madrid currently competing in the 3rd division of Spain. Just 4 years after this, in 2007, Rodri had caught the eyes of the youth coaches in the Atletico Madrid academy. However, after 6 years in the system there, he was released due to a lack of physical strength. Good call on that one, guys. Villarreal, however, were prepared to take a chance, and in just 2 years' time, he'd become an indispensable part of the midfield, as well as an integral part of the under-21 Spanish national team. Due to these performances for the Yellow Submarine, his price tag had jumped up to $25 million, and Atletico had come crawling back, realizing their big mistake. He would re-sign with the Roy Blanco and make his debut in the Madrid derby. The 17-18 season saw the Madridistas play out their longtime rivalry once again in the UEFA Super Cup, with Atletico coming out on top. The next season would see Rodri become an important member of the squad, featuring in 47 matches all told. It was a strong campaign, but they still couldn't keep up with Barcelona, finishing 11 points back of the Catalans, but still best of the rest. Now, none are surprised these days to hear when City break the bank, but I was surprised to learn that Rodri's $62.5 million transfer fee was actually a club record for Manchester City in the summer of 2019. In another silverware lifting debut, Rodri featured in the Community Shield, where the citizens went to penalties with Liverpool before emerging victorious. Not one to score many goals, against the Minnows at least. His first City goal came in an away defeat to Norwich, of all clubs. And that's alright, we know he saves it for the bigger matches, and he would net the winner in their League Cup success over Villa that same year. Unfortunately, that is the highlight of the season for the citizens, at least by their own lofty standards, as they were no match for Liverpool's title winners, and Lyon bounced them out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals. And of course, one of their former assistant coaches pipped him to the FA Cup. What was his name again? Next season, however, was where we all realized this guy is for real. This guy is a huge part of City's success. He actually had the highest pass completion percentage in the league in the 21-22 season, on their way to reclaiming the title, and Rodri achieving his first league winner's medal. They would also hold on to their League Cup trophy and go even further in the Champions League, but lose to another Cup Chasers team in the final by a goal from someone we don't like to talk about much these days. Last season really brought the heights, really showed why Rodri deserved to be in those conversations with the best tag surrounding them. His performances last season were the bedrock, the foundation upon which Pep's machine purred all the way to the treble. De Bruyne and Haaland must have felt like the freest men in all of Europe, able to do whatever they pleased, knowing that Rodri was behind them to mop up any misplaced pass. As before mentioned, Rodri hasn't scored much for the Sky Blues, 17 goals all told in fact, but he saves those goals for the big moments. His first ever Champions League goal came against Bayern in their complete dismantling of the Bavarian Giants in last year's quarterfinal. He would follow this performance up, as I'm sure you remember, with a masterclass in the semifinal as City shut Madrid down completely. Then came the final. Then came the glory. And what a goal it was to lift the big ears for the first time in the club's history. Rodri was actually quoted after the game saying, "I think it was the first time I had gone forward all game." He goes on to say, "We deserve this. What a season. We deserve it." And of course, they certainly did, as Rodri stepped up in the biggest moment on the biggest stage to claim Champions League glory and complete the historic treble. Is it any wonder that a midfield maestro such as Rodri hails from Spain and of course has featured for La Roja? He wore the famous red shirt at the U16, U19, and U21 levels before making his senior debut against the Germans in a friendly back in 2018. He's been a regular feature in the Spanish side ever since, playing in Euro 2020 in a couple of matches, as well as featuring at center back in every game for Luis Enrique's World Cup squad in Qatar. Now, this season has seen a bit of a drop-off in one or two moments for the midfielder, not least of all being sent off in that absolute farce against Forest. This has led many to look at how City fare with Rodri in the side and how they do without him. Obviously, they lost those 3 games he wasn't in the squad as a direct result of the sending off, and they've actually lost 3 other Premier League games without him, totaling 5 in 15 games, missing the Spaniard since his arrival in 2019. They've also lost 5 games with him in the side, in the Premier League, that is, but of course the sample size is 4 times larger. It works out to them losing less than 8% of the time when he's in the side, and 33% of the time when he's not in the side. I don't actually mind statistics, but the eye test will tell you the exact same thing. Calvin Phillips just isn't capable backup, and even Pep agrees, as he tried something wholly different when they went to the Arsenal. As good as City are, and as strong as a manager Pep is, they just aren't the same side without him. His ability to lock down counters, to win not only second balls, but also to go up for the first, makes him invaluable. Add in his press resistance, his one-on-one defending, and his eye for a pass. The man is absolutely on top right now. One of, if not the best number 6 on the planet. The defending Champions League player of the season in a team that looks as mean as ever in spite of the injuries remains a formidable giant standing in everyone's way. Even when KDB comes back, I would still say it will be Rodri who we need to build a strategy around when the Gunners visit the Etihad in the spring. The man is an incredible monster, and love him or hate him, he's earned the respect of the entire footballing world. Well, that's it for another Spotlight of the Week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Let's go ahead and get the likes up on the video. Subscribe if you are new. We're on our way to 200 subscribers. I thoroughly hope you have enjoyed this one as much as I have. Take care, and you will see me next time.